Okay, today's video is going to be short and sweet. We just simply want to take a look at where we left off yesterday and start talking about work-study programs. Work-study program is not a program where you're going to get on-the-job training for a specific occupation. It actually is going to focus on the development of employability skills. Now, what it means by that is employability skills is the skills that you need to be employed really in any job, such as your attitude, whether you're a very positive, outgoing person, or whether you walk around with a scowl on your face, and your coachability. Are you the type of person that can learn from example? Those types of things. Whether you show up on time, those types of things. Employability skills are things. It's your habits and your attitudes required in all jobs. Work-study programs are programs that basically train you in those aspects, not for an actual specific job. So another thing is called exploratory work. It provides students with opportunities to observe work and to try out various work tasks. An example of this might be something called job shadowing. You may have heard of that. Bring your kid to work day. I've done that with my boys actually, and they've come and sat in the classroom and watched what I do, helped me hand out papers, all those kind of cool things, so they can realize that teachers and coaches' job is not like woohoo. So anyway, bottom line is that exploratory work experience, education, those are things that allow the students to find out more about a specific type of job. And it's also concerned with career guidance rather than the development of occupational and employee skills. So in that scenario, you're actually learning more about a specific job, but more or less in a big picture type thing, not really into details of how to cook a particular meal or something like that if you're working as a chef. Career guidance is the assisting of students in career planning and decision making, and that was a lot of, actually you did some of this when you did the Journey to Careers class, and we also have career counselors here on campus that will help you to make directed decisions on where you might be happy with the work that you're doing. So this is something that's going to be on the test, the benefits of work experience. You do need to know this. This is something I would definitely take good notes on. But one is that the benefits of having work experience before you lock into your full-time job or your occupation or a career, before you start on that career path. One is that you can learn occupational skills. Occupational skills meaning that an occupation would be something like a cook. Okay, as a cook, you're not working at a specific place; it's your occupation. So then you need to know things about how to use some of the equipment. Possibly, you need to know some of the basic principles of how different sauces mix. I don't know, but you need to know the difference between chicken and beef. Okay, and those are some of the skills. How do you sear something versus boil it? You need to know the difference between those two things. So occupational skills is one way, that is one thing you pick up through work experience. Another is employability skills. Employability skills, remember we talked about, those are the things that you learn that you can use in any job, in any occupation. Those are things that are more or less working on yourself, such as your attitude, your motivation, those types of things, your personality, and the way you address things, your coachability, those types of things. Having some general work experience also establishes a work record for you. And what that means is that, for example, when I wanted to become a coach, and my first job was actually at Nicholls State University, I had to have some sort of work experience. Well, my work experience was what? I worked for Pizza Hut, I worked construction, I worked for Exxon during the summers, I worked offshore. I had a work record. They knew that I was going to show up on time, and I also worked with different athletic clubs and organizations and ran some camps and things like that, as well as I was part of the LSU track and field team, which kind of spoke volumes of the number one, the type of athlete I was, and then number two, the type of dedication that I had towards the sport and the knowledge that I brought with me. So those were all things that I had going into my first job, my occupation. Another thing is you can earn while you learn. You may have heard of this, OJT, on-the-job training. It's really great that you can pick up things while you maybe earn a smaller wage. Okay, say you go work at a health club. Say you wanted to become a coach, so you go work at a health club. You don't get paid a whole bunch, but you're learning about the body. You're learning about what people are looking for. You're learning about what works and what doesn't work, and you're learning those skills specific, those occupational skills that you're going to carry with you. Also, by having some work experience, you can discover some of your career interests and goals. Knowing what you like, you might as well, do something you like. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself searching to do multiple things a long way down the road, and you just won't be happy. So, discovering and trying out new things is a great way to learn what it is that you like, and that comes just through doing some general work experience. You can also recognize the relationship between education and work. I have to go to a lot of certifications. Even as a coach and as a teacher, I have to go to certifications, and that's part of my education. Now, part of my work is where I take what I've learned and then I put it into practice. And then one of the other things about work and about work experience is that you can remain employed after graduation, which means that simply just because you graduated high school or you graduated college, you have some skills, you have a job history, you have some skills, like I said, that you bring to the table. So even if you're not working in your exact discipline that you want to do in the rest of your life, that you want to work the rest of your life, at least you can remain working. For a while I worked construction, and because I had worked construction previously, I knew what was expected of me. I knew I was going to have to bust my butt. But I wasn't afraid of hard work, and they could look at my my job history and say, oh yeah, this guy's worked offshore, he's worked for Exxon, he's going to do what he's got to do, we can use those skills, and so that's kind of what you have the ability of doing. So really that's all we have today, and I know I rumbled a lot, but this slide right here is definitely stuff that you're going to need. You actually have to go through on the test and identify some different things that are in relation to work experience. So I will see you guys in class. Make sure you have your notes, bring them and have them with you so that I can check them for a grade. I'll see you tomorrow.